Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having a seat at Nikki's table. Today, we're going to have Salisbury steak put into the crock pot, and it's going to be cooking today. It is so hot outside this summer. It is hot down here. So when you have hot days or just on the go, and you got to go to work or college, or you just don't want to be in the hot kitchen all day, this is a good meal to put in your crock pot and just let it cook on low for how many hours you're going to be gone from the home. Now, I'm here at the house, so I'm just going to let it cook and simmer on low and sit in that gravy for a good 3 or 4 hours. So what I do first is I mix up my ground meat with the seasonings. I make them into patties, and then I come over here and sear them on each side. I don't cook them all the way. That's the key. Don't cook them all the way. Let them cook inside the gravy in the crock pot. So I'm going to mix this up with the seasoning, and then I'm going to come over here and brown the patties, and then I'm going to stick them right in there in that crock pot, and we're going to make the gravy afterwards and pour it in there. So here we go. We're going to have onion soup mix. I get the beefy onion. It's really good for the Salisbury steak. Okay, we got Prego breadcrumbs. That helps keep your patties and stuff together. And cream of mushroom soup. We got garlic powder and onion powder. And I forgot one more thing. I gotta go get my eggs. Hold on just 1 second. Let me go grab my eggs. Alright, y'all, I got my eggs here. So I'm going to put those in my ground meat. And that's where I'm going to start at this morning. I'm going to go ahead and put my eggs in my ground meat. So let's do that. I'm working one-handed here, so bear with me. Hope I don't get no eggshells in my meat. Okay, there's one. Uh-oh. Hold on just 1 second. Get that out of there. It's hard when you're working one-handed. You're trying to get everything in the view and then not get it all in the meat. There we go. Take that out here. Okay. Set that aside and put that in the compost. Now we're gonna I wing it. I don't measure anything. I just wing it and put some in there, and you know, I don't taste raw meat, so I just put it enough where I know it's going to be enough seasoning, and I don't overload it. So let's go ahead and put some garlic powder in there. I put at least a tablespoon, at least that. Put at least a tablespoon in there. Just like that. And I'm going to put me some garlic powder in there. Ooh. I'm going to get me a box of onion soup mix. And I'm going to pour that in there. You're going to have plenty of seasoning with all this. It's going to be plenty. Now I don't put extra salt in here. I don't go get the salt and put it in here because I don't want it to be too salty. Because the onion soup mix has salt in it. Then we have Prego breadcrumbs. And we're just going to pour those in there. Now you want to know if it's going to help hold your meat together. I might put just a little bit more than that. I just wing the breadcrumbs because you don't want your meat to be too dry, so I don't give any certain measurement on there. So you're going to take this and you're just going to smush it into the meat with clean hands. Make sure you wash your hands, y'all. And you just incorporate that egg and those seasonings into the meat. Now this is a two-hander job, so I am going to pause this real quick and get this well incorporated into the meat, and then I'll come back and I'll show y'all how I'll make them into patties and sear them and then put them in my crock pot. So just smush it real good into the crock pot. Into the bowl. And we'll be right back. Okay, y'all. I made up some patties and I put them in my cast iron so I can start searing them and putting them over there in my crock pot. Now let me add too, I forgot to put in my ingredients that you need. Brown gravy mix. And you're going to need that to put inside your crock pot with your Salisbury steaks, because that helps make the gravy with the mushroom soup. Now also, you do not have to make this with red meat. You can use turkey, ground turkey. I've made it with ground turkey before and it's real good. Or you can mix it. Now, the reason I'm searing these is because this meat here, it's got a lot of fat in it. And I just don't want all that fat in my gravy. So I sear it and brown it, let some of that fat come cooking out of there. And that way I can get rid of the fat and then put it in its gravy and just let it simmer in that gravy and soak up all that deliciousness. This is so good and so easy to make. Now we're going to brown these for a few minutes on each side. Make sure they're good and seared, because that's how the flavor comes out. It turns out so good. So we're going to do that on each side. And we're going to put it over there in my crock pot. On high here. You can do it on medium high. I got several more patties I've got to make out of this meat. And then after we're done, I like to put that onion in my gravy. A lot of people don't like onion. You can leave it out and just use the onion powder to season up your meat. Now I'm going to flip these over and I'll be right back. Okay, you see that color on that meat? That's what I want. That is what I want. It brings out such good flavor in the meat. We want all that seasoning and stuff to get on that pan so we can make our gravy. And pour it on the inside of my crock pot. Now, I'm going to take these and I'm about to put them in my crock pot. I'll just stack them in there. I'll show you how I stack them in there. Make sure they're brown on each side. Oh yeah. We're going to take them and we're going to put them right over here in the crock pot. Just set them on in there. And if you don't hear my dogs barking, I'm sorry. My dogs will never shut up. They bark at everything, and they're outside. So if you can hear them, I apologize. Go ahead and put that in there. Man, this is going to be good for supper today. Now just stack them in there like that. And we're going to make up some more patties and get them browned. And then I'll show you what I do about the gravy. Okay, be right back. Okay, y'all, I got the last bit of them in and turned over. You see all that grease? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get out of the meat before I put it in that crock pot. And so I will pour that grease out. Just keep just a little bit. And I will stir up everything that's in the bottom of that pan, all that seasoning and everything inside my mushroom soup with the onion. And then I'll put my gravy packets in there and my water. And I'll pour that over that meat and let it simmer in that meat. I'm just going to give this meat a few more minutes to sear on each side. And then I'm going to put those in there and get rid of this grease. Let's see how these look. Oh yeah, those are ready. You can make these patties as thick or as thin as you want, or as, you know, in any shape that you want. I've seen people make them like a log shape, thick log shape, oval shape, or whatever you want to call it. Now, that's it. That's all my patties. Now, I'm going to come over here and empty out this grease, and I'm going to show you what I do with the gravy. Oh, this is going to be so good. I can't wait to eat it today. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I got all that grease out just for a little bit, but I left all of the good stuff on the bottom of the pan. Can you see that? All of that will be left and put inside my gravy. I'm going to scrape it up into the gravy. So right now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get my onion. And I'm going to put it remember, you don't have to have this onion in your gravy if you don't like onion. But it helps give it a good flavor. Add the little bits and pieces. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our spatula and we're just going to scrape up all of that good stuff off that pan. We're going to sear our onions with it. I've got this on medium heat. I'm not able to turn it down, so I don't want it to burn. There you go. I got it on low. And I'm just going to cook these a few minutes. Make sure I get all that seasoning off the bottom. Give it a few more seconds here. I don't want to cook them too long because I don't want them to break up in the gravy because it's going to be sitting in the crock pot for a little while until we get ready to eat it. So go ahead and give us another stir. Okay, now grab the mushroom soup, put that in there. Now I got 2 cans of mushroom soup. Okay, and we're stirring up all of that onion. See how it turns brown, gets all that flavoring inside that mushroom gravy? Yum. Okay, now here is the key. We're going to put our brown gravy mix in there. Now I got 2 because I like a lot of gravy. You don't have to put 2 of these in there. And you're going to put 2 cups of water inside your pan. And I like to stir it in there first. And then put my water in there. I just like to stir it up. Now I have this on low. You don't want it to thicken up on you too quick. Now let me go grab my water, and I'm going to pour it in there and show y'all what it looks like then. 1 second. Okay, so I got my water. I got a little over 2 cups, but we're not going to put all of it in there until I know for sure it's going to need it. Okay, I need to get a spoon and not my spatula anymore, so let me trade that in. Get my metal spoon here. And I'm just going to stir that up. Now this is going to start thickening up because it's got that brown gravy in there. Turn my heat up just a little bit. And see, if you don't want to make this in the crock pot, you don't have to. You can make it in a cast iron skillet in a big one, or in a pot. You don't have to do this in a crock pot. I've done it many, many times just inside of a skillet. The only thing that I do different in the skillet is take out the meat before I make the gravy and get rid of the excess grease. And then I put everything in the pot with the gravy and let it simmer in the gravy. It's very easy. Doesn't take long to cook on top of the stove if that's the way you're going to do it. Now, it's 90, I think it was 98 yesterday, and it's early in the morning. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up doing this for my crock pot so I won't have to heat up my house. So I'm going to get that all ready and put in my crock pot. That way, this afternoon, we can just add our sides and have us a good supper. Now this is starting to thicken, and I don't want it to thicken too much, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my burner, and I'm going to go and pour it over the meat and turn the crock pot on. And I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get back. Okay, y'all, look at this. Look how good that looks. Oh man, it's going to be a good supper today. All that nice flavor in there, all the onions and the gravy. Now, after I poured the gravy on top of the meat, I'll come down here and I will press temperature. And I'll put it on low for, that's good enough. I'm not going to have it on there. Well, let's put it on there for 3 hours. maybe 4. Let's put it on there for 4 hours. And it will be simmering in that gravy for 4 hours. And then it will go to warm, to keep it warm until we eat it. I love cooking it in the crock pot because it cooks it slow and the meat just soaks up every bit of that flavor in that gravy. And it's just so delicious. And I hope everybody tries it out. See if you like it. Leave a comment. Hit that like button and subscribe to me. If you have any suggestions or comments, just leave it down below. Or you can email me at takeaseatatnickistable@gmail.com. So I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I will insert a picture at the end of the video to show you what the plate looks like. Thank you for coming by and having a seat at Nikki's table. Till next time, bye.